Hey YouTube, Zach here, Professional Nerd. In today's video we are going to be building and unboxing the HE3D K280 3D printer, which means it has a 280 diameter build plate with a 600mm height. So let's get right into it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this printer. Here is the heated bed plate. It is fairly large. Some documentation. You get 2 rolls of filament, smaller rolls. Looks like red and blue. It is black aluminum extrusion. They give you some of that the track that you can hide wires in. Here are the ball ends, or the ends for the delta. Here are the super long extrusions. This is so you can see this is an extremely tall printer. Okay, it has the brackets. This looks like masking tape and an effector. Pulleys and a power supply. And it is a 24 volt at 16.5 amps. Some wire ties and braiding, or like the coil stuff, and 2 stepper motors. And here is 2 more stepper motors. All the belts and a PTF tubing. Looks like a LCD bracket. These must be for the pulley system, or the pulley. And this, I'm gonna assume, is for the motherboard. Here is the LCD screen, the motherboard. It is a MakerBase MKS Gen L. Here is the auto leveling probe and a business card with information. Here is the hot end. Very interesting design. I've never actually seen anything like this. Okay, I've confirmed that this is a US power cable, and this looks to be an adapter if you need to use it in another country. I'm probably going to go ahead and use a different cable since this is not grounded. Here are all the micro end stop switches. There is 4, and then there's a thermistor. Some more power cable, hot end. These are all the stepper motors. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out, laid out nicely, and then we'll go ahead and start building this printer. Okay, so the first step of this build looks to be this bag of parts with 3 of these and 3 of these. So it looks like we're building the top triangle assembly. Let's go ahead and dump out all of the hardware. Push these screws through, and let's see. Do they screw in? It looks like it. So we go ahead and take these gears, suspend it, and like that, push the screw through, take our thing and just tighten it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put all the screws all the way around this with the T-nuts on it so we can build the overall triangle. Okay, I have all the screws prepared, and now I'm just gonna go ahead, slide in this rail, and start tightening it all. Okay, so it's a little bit tight getting in to these screws in here, so I'm actually going to use the provided Allen wrench that it comes with, so I can actually slowly tighten it and get everything tight. Okay, so here's the frame I'll put together. Nice and sturdy, everything's screwed together. You'll have 3 of these left over, T-nut and screw set. Those are going to get put inside here, and that's where the uprights will get attached to the frame, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Should be good. So that is this assembly completed. There's all these screws left over. I am not 100% sure where they go, so I'll put them back inside the bag for later. Okay, next we are building the bottom triangle. So with this, go ahead and lay that out with the angles. And this is also where the motors are going to go in, so we have to make sure we follow these indentations with the circle like that. Make sure they're all facing the same way, because when we go to install the motor on it, that circle indentation matches up with this indentation on the stepper motor. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dump out bag D2. Okay, here are the geared tooths that need to go on the actual stepper motor. So it looks like there is the way that the stepper motor is, there's a little groove or a shaved part that's flat. What you're going to do is take it so it lines up with that, the bottom of this gear. Line up with it and just tighten it down. Also make sure that one of the screws, set screws, is actually along that flat side, so you get it nice and tight, and then the other ones just kind of help keep it straight too. So that is one installed. I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other 2. Okay, all 3 motors have the gears on, and now I'm going to go ahead and start putting in all of the screws with T-nut on all 6 of these. Okay, I went ahead and put all the screws in all 6 of them. Next, I'm actually going to put in the screws that will attach to the uprights now, because I figured it'd be easier if I do it now before it's all assembled with the stepper motor in there. It'd be harder to get into, so go ahead and do that now. Okay, so all of those are now installed. I'm going to go ahead and install one piece of extrusion to every single, just to this one side of every single one, making sure that I do it all the same way, so they're all the same. So I should have 6 of the exact same assemblies, and making sure that I have this upright up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach the motors. I'm going to take the connector and put it to the outside where there is no bracket yet. Now this could be a little bit challenging to get the screws inside. So I'm going to use the table as help. I got this side all tight. Now, once again, it's not going to work this way, so I'm only going to be able to put it on one way. So next, I'll take and put a screw on this one. Once again, make sure I follow the same way I said I was doing it. And now line this up and put it all together. Line it up as a triangle and tighten it. Okay, I'm going to move this off to the side, get this triangle all completed. Once again, making sure these divots are going upwards. Okay, now for the fun part. Getting the stepper motor all screwed in. Okay, so I have all of bag D2 complete. I'm gonna go ahead and work on all these carriages. Here's a bigger picture with the updated information. I'll go ahead and get started on this. Okay, here's all of the parts that look like it's needed to complete this. I'm gonna go ahead and pour out all of this stuff. Just take your screw, goes through the bearing, yellow washer. This weird thingy gets placed in there. This gets placed through that hole, the bigger hole. Then we take one of these washers, and then we take this M5 lock nut. On the left side, you're gonna have the spacer instead. So you take M5 through this, then it's gonna be spacer, which is right here. Then it goes through the hole, one of the washers, and then the lock nut. I'm gonna go ahead and do it to all the rest. So okay, there is all of the carriages. I'm gonna go through and tighten them all in a moment, and then we have to take these, and we're gonna be placing one of these on each of the little arms here, and we'll be taking the longer of the two, and that will get placed through here, through the ball bearing, through here, and there is a slot for nuts, so you'll just place a nut in each one and just screw these in. Also, we're going to you take these screws, or these nuts, and you push them in all through here on this side, like such. You will be taking this, line up the holes, take the shorter ones, and it will screw in to the, and you just put 4 screws in it and screw it all together. Okay, and that's what the finished assembly should look like. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these completed nice and tight. So I'll be back. Okay, so all these parts are now tightened up and all ready. So according to this, the next step is to set up attach the hot end and the end effector using bag D5. Okay, so let's see what nozzle is attached. So it comes pre-installed with a 0.4 nozzle, which is fine. Okay, so it says the 4 small ones that are by 12 millimeters. Yep, there's 4 of them. That is what attaches this fan, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and attach all of these to there. And that seems to be using these M3 by 30, this nut at the end. Okay, that one seems fairly good. Okay, and just go all the way around attaching them. Okay, that is all set up. Okay, so there's 2 that are longer than the others. I'm gonna set those off to the side. This gets attached in like this. So you just throw the extruder in like that, and you throw in there's gonna be 4 screw holes. Okay, hot end is attached now. Okay, it looks like it's time to bring back the main assembly, and we're actually now able to install the uprights. So we'll take the big uprights and we'll just slide them in. So this is going to be the back of the printer, and this is going to be the front here, which means this is where we'll end up attaching the LCD screen right here. This is the bag that has everything for the end stops. Okay, here are the end stops. These are the end stops, as you can see. So we're just going to pull off one and we'll set up this assembly. Okay, so it looks like we have the end stop. Take the end stop here, face it upside down like such. Okay, then we take the end 2, slide it through each of them. Okay, slide that in, slide that in. And then this gets placed on. Flat edge goes to the top, towards the wires. And then we take this assembly here. Let's see. Let's find the super small one that fits. Okay, found it. And there we go. Tighten both of them nicely, and it is now tightened, and one of the assemblies is ready for attachment. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other two. Okay, so the way that you attach these to the rail, take the screw, take your the lock washer, take it through, put it through this top hole. Then you're gonna take and put this T-nut on. And I'm just gonna arbitrarily put it somewhere on the rail for now. So that's how you would install it. But I'm gonna go ahead and install it towards the top of the rail system. Okay, all of the end stops are now installed at the top of the rails of the T-slot extrusion, but it is not going to be the final location because you will have to adjust it later, make sure everything is level and straight. Okay, so I went ahead and installed the heated, or this is the motherboard holder. I'm going to now place the motherboard into it. I believe I'm gonna face it like that. And when you're tightening everything, you're gonna want to be careful that you're not bending the board in any way, because that could break some traces or break some internal components. They also did give us the little heat sinks. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those onto the stepper motor drivers. Okay, so I'm going ahead and I'm installing this pulley system in. We're gonna go ahead and slide this all the way down. Moving this over so we can go ahead and install the extruder. So we're gonna take this D7 bag. So this is all going to be one that you're going to have to mess around with. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it together like this, but I'm going to take it apart to put it onto the actual rail. So don't follow what I'm doing here. I'll show you how to actually assemble this here, and then the rest. Okay, so this one gets attached like that. You're going to take this. Is the one part. You'll need a very thin, small Allen key. Oops, even thinner than that. The really small one. Just loosen it enough so you can get it attached. Push it down on the rod. There we go. And you're actually going to want to line this up so it's completely inside this hole lined up. Okay, there's that. Okay, now this gets placed up here like that, but we're first gonna have to put this through here. Okay, there's two of those, so it's gonna be this one. So this one gets screwed in here. This one screws right into this, and it actually holds this bearing in place. Okay, that gets placed here. The super long one gets placed in this. So you just screw that in, and this is where the spring gets attached, gets pushed in like that, and you have to push this entire assembly forward to attach this screw here into there, and go back and get the other Allen attachment, and just like that. Your extruder is assembled, and that we're just going to go ahead and place somewhere on our up along one of our axes. I'm going to do it on the left side, and you're going to just take one of each of these, put the washer through, put it through this assembly here, and then use one of the T-nuts and just attach it in, and then just put this all together on through there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, the last step is to attach this to the top and make sure it's equal on all sides and level. And then just go ahead and run the belts and wire everything up according to the guide and screw in the base plate to this, and your printer should be ready to have the firmware flash and be ready to print.